Hi folks, hi folks. We are at an open garden in Hamburg on the lakeshore. This is the Bascaglia garden. With the permission from the gardener here, let me take you on a walkabout in this magnificent garden. So this is the front garden here, which has very large, expansive mixed border with Japanese maple, different types of hydrangeas, ferns, and hostas, baby lily, every imaginable plant, ornamental grasses, and roses. And the gardener here had a special interest in succulent. Even with the broken dishes, you can make a garden art and really make the little succulent pot. Let me give you the full view of the front garden. Not only we have a plethora of different planting, different shrub and plants here, we also have garden arts. This is a piece that you can find at Gardens Buffalo Niagara's garden art sale in every June. This is a ceramic piece which you can use as statue in the garden or as a fountain. Let's continue the walkabout. You see, we have a lot of different container planting that are placed in the middle of the border, which is just lovely. This is a very nice fuchsia, which is really attractive to the hummingbird because of the tubular shaped flower. Astia bee and hardy geranium. Another sweet shrub with deep maroon color flower. Another cream white hydrangea. Just beautiful. In the middle of the front garden, you will see we have something quite dear to the people in Buffalo, which is the buffalo. Let's walk closer to the house, and there's another mixed border area right in front of the house. We have, I think this might be a jade plant, but I'm not sure. We have the black-eyed Susan vine, zinnia and lantana, more of the hardy geranium. I believe this is a roseanne. The hardy geranium roseanne was voted by the Chelsea Flower Show the plant of the century, which is quite a heavy title, but this is just such a versatile plant. And they flower, it's a perennial, but they flower throughout the summer with this bluish purple or purplish blue color flower. And they have a rambling habit. So sometimes they mingle with other plants, they climb on top of other plants, and will give you a very interesting combination of color. Daisies and lady's mantle with the lime green flower. I believe this is another hydrangea, Hydrangea paniculata. This is a lantana pruned into the tree form. You need to bring this inside, at least into a not so cold garage, to let it overwinter. And they usually do pretty well if you pay a little bit of attention to overwinter them. And this will be very rewarding. So you can see there's a climbing rose on this arbor. As well as coleus, different colored coleus in the container. You can clearly tell the gardener here has a deep passion for garden, for plants, for garden arts, and also a spirit of garden sharing. So now we take the side yard. There's a narrow walkway, and we're walking towards the backyard. Before we reach the backyard, we see another garden art, a very fun small water feature. So let's go to the backyard. This is Lake Erie. Can you imagine having Lake Erie in your backyard? Looking at this incredible sunset every day. Not only we have the great outdoor, we have wonderful garden. It's just so incredibly beautiful. So now I will try to shut up and let you listen to the soothing crashing sound from the waves in Lake Erie. So let's move on to the other side of the yard. The gardener here grow eggplant, different types of tomatoes, and also basil. more garden arts. A metal orb with the mandevilla in the center. So the metal orbs serve as a trellis. Look at here. You might miss this little container. So the gardener placed just an old picture frame around the container, just making it looking extra special. Let's go find the gardener Beth and ask her to join us on this walkabout. Yeah, Beth. Yeah. Beth, could you join me for a little while? Yeah. So the gardener Beth joined me for a walkabout. So I'm sure everyone here, every visitor, will comment on the view of the lake. But you have such a deep passion for the garden, so it's not just the great outdoor. You love the garden arts. Show us that new item, new work you just made this year.
This year, we have 2 West Highland Terriers, and a couple of years ago, I got these garden forms, and I tried to put alyssum in them because I thought, well, they will look great all in white. Alyssum wasn't the best thing to do.
Yep.
It's got a little long and stringy, so I put succulents in them this year, and they're just. But my favorite motto is, I want to be the person my dog thinks I am, because we have the most wonderful doggies, and they have a little bit of white flowers that are peeping through, but
that's probably from the succulent, right?
Yes, it is. It's the flower of the succulent.
Yeah. What a wonderful message. Yeah. I love the message very much. And I remember you used to use the broken dishes in the garden.
We did this right around.
Show us. Yeah. And so here you can see that you can enjoy the view, and but pay attention to the garden art. There are so many fun little things. I think people call those the little kisses in the garden. If you pay attention, you will spot them. But if you don't pay attention, you might miss them. But when you pay attention, when you see them, it just brings you a smile.
So these are aloe plants, but these are we're rather clumsy sometimes when we are serving food, or some were broken intentionally. Some were seconds that we purchased in Italy. But my husband loves to collect wonderful donkeys that are emblematic of his family's roots in Sicily. So, so that one was a planter at one point, and I think it was the great winds of Lake Erie that blew it down. And but there are pasta dishes in there that were met their fate.
Yeah, this is such a good idea. So you find ways to repurpose items that might just land in a landfill.
Right.
But now this become part of the garden, which is just gives another level of interest, and it also provide character for your garden. So you make your garden really your own. And tell us about the containers.
Yeah, we're always looking for pots, especially we go to the Amalfi Coast every year.
So if you're crazy enough, when you travel, we buy pottery and find a way to get them home.
This is our cocktail table here. So we're having a little family reunion tonight. So that's our cocktail table.
Okay, wonderful. That's very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you found this abroad.
Abroad and
Wow.
shipped it back.
Wonderful.
It was.
And you love zinnias.
And we love zinnias. We go to Henry's and we buy our zinnias. We buy 7 flats of zinnias from the Henry's.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we intersperse them because they just give us a little bit of color everywhere.
And so I want to tell people, even though zinnia is not a native plant, but they do so much for the pollinators.
Yes.
The bee, the butterfly, the hummingbird love them. When they start to set seed, the little birds, the golden finches will peck them and eat all the seeds.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we want to support the native plants, to incorporate them in our garden, but don't turn away other great selection non-native plants. Zinnia is just so rewarding.
And that's the profusion zinnia from Henry's, and they're wonderful.
Yeah.
A little garden tip: I probably have 15 pairs of scissors in my garden. So no matter where I am, I don't have to travel very far to Deadhead.
I see. That's a
So that's
wonderful
a dollar
tip.
store purchase.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Tell us about those glasses.
So all the sea glass, and we have 2 big jars of sea glass, and those were all taken from Lake Erie.
Okay, whenever you hike and take a
Whenever
walk.
we hike and go down on our beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about another way to recycle and repurpose. I mean, those are not just sea glass. Those are memory from every
Exactly.
single walk, every single
Exactly.
hike. Yeah.
We should look out on the horizon, but we usually just look down and focus on the beach to see what treasures we find.
Oh yeah, we loved that.
And
Yeah.
then this is another little fun thing that we do. We probably don't have as many out as we had in the past.
Usually do. Yeah.
But every 3rd of July,
Uh-huh.
all our family members that are here for a picnic, they're here for the picnic the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They will go down to the beach with their kids and find rocks or
Wonderful.
different pieces of plywood. So this one was painted this year. It's a piece of driftwood,
Oh yeah.
and it is actually
the skyline.
the skyline of the city of Buffalo.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So they will collect them on the 3rd. On the 4th, we set up a little painting station. The kids paint.
Yeah.
This year, the adults painted too.
Wow.
So we called it Sip and Paint.
That's a
Everybody
wonderful
had a
idea.
beer and a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And then they set up the store, charge us exorbitant prices, and we get all these little wonderful mementos. So those are our puppies. We're from Italy,
Yes,
so
the flag.
yeah, we got the
Yeah.
flag. We got this one.
Wonderful.
But the most wonderful thing, keepsake, we have in our place in Florida, we have pieces of driftwood that are painted as fish that are all getting a little bit of the sun.
Oh yeah,
So-
the sunset. This
Isn't that the
what
best?
we have been looking for. Yeah, it
Exactly.
was a little gloomy.
It was.
Yeah,
it
but
was
the
a little
sun-
overcast.
Yeah,
but
the
now,
sun just shined for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sure did. So that's
How
it's
beautiful.
about the best thing about living on the lake. Really, in Buffalo, I mean, we are so blessed to have this beautiful body of water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so peaceful. And
So peaceful, just a
and
little.
you're such a gracious host. You
Yeah.
open your backyard to everyone for all the garden lover to see. This is a
Well,
wonderful gift you're giving
we
to
love it.
everyone.
We love it, and we love to share it. We
Yeah.
absolutely love to share it.
That's the spirit of the garden walk
Yeah,
for the
it
and also
is.
the open garden.
Everybody's
Yeah.
passionate about what we do, and we can't wait to share and then and learn something from other people too. You know,
Yes.
I just learned
Yeah.
something about a
So
hostage.
so I always tell people to go to the garden walk to see the gardens. Not only to enjoy the outdoor, to smell the flower, talk with your neighbors.
Right.
I mean, especially now, we need to rebuild our faith in the community.
Exactly.
Yeah, so don't be afraid. You talk with people you don't know. You'll be surprised how friendly they are.
Right.
Yeah.
We just had a couple from Chicago stop in. They were here for a concert. They happened to be at an Airbnb in Amherst. She's on the Amherst Garden Walk, and they told her
the open garden.
Go to the open gardens.
Yeah.
So
How wonderful.
how wonderful is that?
Yeah, yeah. And I will share you with, so last Thursday was the first open day for my garden. And it was a little slow. It's always very slow the first week because people are still recovering from 4th of July.
Exactly.
But I had one visitor. She was visiting a friend here from the south of France. And so she did not come just for the open garden, but she was visiting here, and her friend in Czechoslovakia brought her to see the gardens. And she told me she retired in the south of France. And when she was younger, she lived in Paris, and she said my garden evoked some of the memory for some of her fondest garden in the northern France. I mean, I was trying to create a French-style garden, so this is the best compliment I can possibly
yes,
get.
isn't it wonderful?
So it really made my day.
I know.
Yeah.
People that garden are the best people in the world. Dig in the dirt. There's so many treasures, right?
Yes,
There's
yes,
so many
definitely.
treasures. Look at that sun.
Look at the view.
I know.
It's beautiful. So now, how do you say your last name?
Biscaglia.
Biscaglia. Okay,
Yeah, the
because-
G is silent, like lasagna.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So we are at Biscaglia.
The Biscaglia Garden, Nick and
So,
Beth,
yeah.
on Lakeshore Road.
Yeah, on Lakeshore. It's on the open garden, open every Friday evening in the month of July.
Right.
So
5 to 8.
yeah,
Two more weeks.
2 more weeks. Yeah.
Yep, 21st and 28th.
Yeah, don't miss out on this wonderful garden.
Yeah.
And say hi to Beth when you're here.
All right.
Enjoy.